Welcome everybody to our first real episode, I'd say, of TRS Live on our scheduled Monday at 10 a.m. I'm Zach, here with our other host, Matt, over here on the right side of your screen, and we've got two of our other employees here to join us. On the left, we have Megan, who is in our e-commerce department. Want to go ahead and say hi? You can.
Hi.
And of course, then, if you've ever been in the shop before, you've probably met Tony in our fishing department. He's right there in the middle, and he's going to be talking to us about some ice fishing and some products today. So, welcome everybody, and I think it's time to get started. So, what do you want to start with?
Well, let's start with simple. Like, this is our new schedule, right? So we've kind of decided that Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 10 o'clock is when we're going to go with this TRS Live thing. And then, do we ever talk about, Zach, are these going to get, like, rebroadcasted then, or they're just always out there, right?
They're just always out there.
Yep.
They're going to be reposted over to YouTube and a few other channels. But
yeah, what are those other channels where this is going to be on? Do you have those decided yet?
Yep, so first off, we've got it coming here right on Facebook, so that's where we're going to base our live portion at, which is also available with a chat feature over at TRSOutdoors.com. So that's a really sweet place. You can go to check that out. That's our other website. We'll have it posted after the fact on YouTube until we can figure out how to simulcast to Facebook and YouTube at the same time.
Oh, nice. Good word, by the way.
Yeah, that's a real one too this time.
Wait, I got to get lost. After you said that, I was like, huh.
But yeah, other than that, we've got it going out. Hopefully, the audio files here within the next week or two, we'll have it set up on iTunes and Google Play. So that'll be a cool spot for you to be able to download any of our shows.
Cool.
And either listen to them and maybe even watch them too. So that's going to be cool to get started. And real quick, I did want to touch on too, we're going to have a real intro here for the show.
We're getting there.
Oh,
We're getting there. It's going to be real. We've got a track from... some up-and-coming artists, I'd say, out of, I don't even know where they're from, but it's a really sick track. Sounds like the intro to, like, a sports game.
Yes.
But it fits very well with what we're doing here, so I think we're going to have some
So
really
Tony
cool,
doesn't know what that is. Megan's heard this song.
Yes.
It's a real catchy intro. Brian came to us one day, and he's like, this is the song we're going to have. And we're like, okay, cool, bro. So then he's like, that was his mission for 24 hours.
And he succeeded.
He succeeded, like way beyond succeeded. Like
Definitely.
These guys reached back out to Brian, like he got in touch with their email, and then they're communicating, and they're all of a sudden they're like, yeah, dude, we'd love to have it. So anything TRS outdoors related, this song is going to be. I wish we could have a little segment of it right now so people can understand, but it's going to be super super cool.
We'll make a sick video to
well,
show it off.
And I mean, that would actually work well with the video you produced that was on Facebook from our ATA stuff.
Right.
I mean, I haven't looked at it recently to see how popular it's been, but I know, like, for us, that was a super big change in the way things get produced.
Right.
It was awesome. Did you get a chance to see it at all?
No.
Oh, like, no.
How dare you?
Yeah, dude, you work here. You're not supporting Zach and I? Yeah. Put your head down. But I mean,
everyone asks why we're here.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
If they don't see it, then how do they know?
Yeah. Well, it's like this morning I had to remind the guys, did anybody share that video? Oh, yeah, that's right. Like, people are on Facebook so much, but it's hard to remember to do that kind of stuff.
Yes. Oh, well, I watched it just for the humor. I got a kick out of everything.
And the best part about it is, like, when we're in the Faraday booth and we're talking to Dan Krieger, and he's like, you guys are going to have to edit the bunch out of this. That whole segment is in there. Like, there was nothing edited at all on there. I mean, it's as live and as raw as you can possibly get it. Now, there are some edits to it.
Of course.
To make it flow and everything like that.
Make
but
it more fun.
That's pretty much. I was kind of upset I didn't get a phone number, though, from that bikini girl.
Right. Wait,
I wonder why. You came on a little strong, Matt.
Just a little bit. Which was funny is because we did go to the Brazilian steakhouse after that show.
She wasn't there.
She wasn't there.
Yeah.
She would have fit right in, too.
Yeah. You got to watch the video. You feel left out right now, don't you?
I'll watch it.
Yeah, please. And share it. And everybody else out there, share it.
I think my favorite part about how that video worked out is there's a lot of stuff missing. There's a lot of stuff that we didn't put in it. But it's great because we're going to throw that in a blog, but also the way that it flows, it leaves you wanting more.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So you're going to want to see, like, what else did they find?
Yeah.
What else is out there? We've got a ton of photos and stuff to publish over at TRSOutdoors.com this week.
Yep.
Planned a lot of catch up. But I think with that video, I mean, it's just a huge step in the right direction for us because when we were walking around that show, everyone had a stick mic like one of these things, walking around doing like newscaster
in your
interview.
face. Yep.
In your face, really blocky, and it's just like that. In 2019, it doesn't work at that anymore. You know, that's 1990s style, and we want to bring
Right.
this to what's working now.
Yeah.
And I think we did a pretty good job at it. And, you know, the more we do it, the better it's going to get. And, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good job. You put it together
Yes,
well, so
you did a very
great
good
job.
job.
Like
Thank you.
people are like, "Oh, you look so cool," and I'm like, "Zach did all the work." Like most of those 2 days, I was sicker than a dog. Like
Yes.
that
You were.
whole Friday, like
You
I
were.
was just pretty much useless. But then
I think my favorite part is how Megan texts me and says, "Wow, Matt looks rough."
and we didn't even drink. That's the funny part. Normally, like
We
ATA
actually
or
couldn't find
no,
drinks.
no.
We struggled to
We
find
struggled.
drinks.
Oh, yeah, that goes back to the bowling alley. But let's get
Yeah.
back on
But
topic.
anyways,
So
this weekend, I know I had a pretty fantastic weekend out on the ice. Tony, did you get a chance to fish at all?
I was out Friday and Sunday.
Okay.
Pretty cold.
Pretty cold.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
man.
it was freezing. Where-ish were you fishing at? Ish.
Super top secret spots.
did
We've
you
got
take
the
any,
coordinates.
Did you
but
take
we-
any pictures of like just the ice and the fish? You know, if you caught anything.
No.
You can't
I
know
wa-
my background.
I was out on Little Lake Butamore.
Okay.
First of
Have
all,
any-
what is ice conditions like out there?
I had pretty much like 6 to 8 inches where I was.
Okay.
It's a river ultimately. And the river flows right through it, so you got to be careful if you start venturing out a ways. But there's definitely good fishable ice out there. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you have, I was going to say, like, so just staying on that topic, like ice conditions throughout the Fox Valley area, you know, Waushara, Wapaka County, are you hearing anything negative, positive? What's going on with that stuff?
I would still be cautious. I mean, we got excellent weather forecasted for the next week and a half for making ice. Bundle up. It's going to be pretty cold, but
Oh, yeah.
but I mean, the ice is finally starting to get sturdier. I would still be cautious and
Right.
use a spud bar, check conditions.
Do you use a spud bar year-round, or not year-round, but I
I-
mean pretty much a full season of ice fishing?
I always have one with me just in case I'm going to get adventurous and walk up to a crack or something on the big lakes. So
I fished once this year, and luckily I got to fish with Tony. But it was pretty cool because you're like, Tony's like, I'll go first. You're like, yeah, go for. I mean, this is way back in what December. There was 4 of us out there, and like, yeah, Tony, you better go check that spot over there. And it was all good, safe ice, but there was some springs that were questionable as
Yep.
well. But you know, all the ice was good, and that was back in December. Then you throw a warm up on there, and you have all this inconsistent weather. But now, hopefully, they're saying what we're potentially going to get 4 to 8 inches, 3 to 6 inches of snow now.
yep.
Do you think that's going to affect the ice at all?
I mean, it's not going to help, but it will help with traction. I mean, it's been pretty slick most of the season, so
So is that kind of like if you don't have any spikes, you know where to come get walking spikes
You
at the real
betcha.
shot?
you betcha.
You betcha.
Yeah, hey guy, hey, yeah.
You know what's funny is we were doing that all weekend because half of the guys I was with were from Florida and they've never experienced weather like this at all.
Oh.
And the entire weekend I couldn't help it because they're coming at me with their southern accents. So I'm like, well, I gotta help out here. So I gave them that accent back the whole weekend, and they thought it was the best thing in the world. But those guys had no idea what they were in for this weather. Like 3 degrees, and they're standing there in their fall Columbia jackets and their little ski pants. They're going like, I just bought these the night before we flew out. We're like, do we need to go to the store?
Yeah, right? So they're to blame why the weather got so cold all of a
Right.
sudden. I mean, jeez. It's brutal outside. And if you just got to dress appropriately, right? I mean,
Yep.
that makes sense all the time when you're out
Yep.
there. But, you know, like we're here at the Real Shot. We're big fans of the striker stuff. And the number one is
Absolutely.
because it's super warm and it floats. So with ice conditions being sketchy, I know you have the Prism?
Yes, I have the women's line, and it is totally worth every single penny.
Right. And that's just not just a commercial. I mean, this stuff is legit.
Right.
An ice suit of any kind is going to make a huge difference. I didn't believe it from the days of wearing Carhartts. You know, everybody wore Carhartts. Carhartts are warm, but then, you know, when you start bending over, your knee starts freezing, moisture gets in on your knee. You know, not the Carhartt's phenomenal stuff, but then people are like, you got to get an ice suit. You're like, yeah, you're just trying to make me buy something I don't really need. Then you get into it, and the one thing that's huge for me is the padding that's in a knee
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
of the ice suits. That stuff's phenomenal, especially
Well,
the striker.
Especially for us younger folks, that when you see a tip up going, you're sprinting across the ice and then you slide to the
Right,
end,
right.
and your knees you don't even feel it. I
No.
mean, you just skid right to it and you're
No.
done.
Yep.
But I know for me personally, you know, I grew up snowmobiling, you know, up north, and The only thing that I had to wear the first time I went ice fishing this year was a pair of FXR bibs for Yamaha and a Yamaha, freestyle jacket. It's 30 degrees outside, and I was freezing my butt off.
Right.
And this time I go up there, it's 3 degrees. We're standing. I wasn't in a shack for maybe more than an hour this weekend.
Yep.
Wasn't cold at all because I had a Striker climate suit, full suit, top to bottom. And seriously, I mean, they're gloves. I was de-icing my holes with my gloves without even a bar, and, pulling fish out of the water and everything. I mean, I was not cold at all. The only thing I was cold was my feet because they're old boots and I forgot they weren't waterproof.
Well,
and I was drilling some holes and
We got Striker boots on sale.
Oh,
30% off.
no.
I might have to go and grab some.
No
seriously.
way. Striker boots on sale. Which are pretty much like a muck. They're like a neoprene style boot. Super nice. Warmth, all that kind of good stuff, just like the Striker stuff is. I mean, not to make it all into a huge commercial, but right now all kinds of things are on sale at the Real Shot ice fishing wise. And we one of the employees that works here went kind of shopping around to see what other stores had, and he's like, we're so stocked to the gills right now to compare to these other places. It's insane. I mean, they're all thinking probably spring fishing already. We just finished up getting orders in for ice that people they said they want it, so we still got stuff in. So
I think we're gonna have a late ice season this year.
Judging
from last year's snowstorm in April and the way that the weather has been in the past couple of years, I think this year we're going to have some late ice, something we've probably not seen either in a long time
I hope so.
for the first time.
I mean, you look at it, like it started early, right? We had ice in November. There were some people venturing out up north. And then we got that stupid warm weather, which is, not good for this time of year.
Right.
But now we're getting it good. I'm hoping that it stays a late ice season. I'm coaching basketball right now on my Saturdays, so my weekends are shot. Like, I can't wait till after February so I can start fishing what is supposed to be the late season. So, but yeah, anyways, back to that. Just a lot of cool stuff on sale. Augers, you had talked about you're using your what auger now you got?
Yep, I told you I wasn't going to part ways with the old Jiffy, but I finally gave in and got the Strike Master 40 volt. Oh. And I got to say, that thing is sweet.
So answer a question right now. I mean, it's negative degrees outside.
Yep.
And everybody always asks, how does the battery hold up in the cold weather? Did you really get to put that to a test yet?
I was trying to religiously, when not using it, put it back in my bag and keep it warm. I forgot to do that yesterday, and it was sitting outside the shack on the auger for easily a good hour and fired right up. No problems.
No issues, whatever. The battery draw,
issues.
Nothing like that. Nice.
Nope.
Yeah, I can kind of talk about that too. My dad was he just bought Eskimo Ion.
And from what Megan tells us about her dad,
this is a huge step.
A huge step. Like every day, I'm like, Megan, you should tell your dad, like, we got this. Oh no, no.
No, Justin just asked us last week. Megan, what kind of heater do you guys use? I'm like, heater? I have never seen a heater yet out there. Like, that'll be the last thing my dad ever gets.
Right.
So anyways, he used his Ion X this weekend then, and he was able to take that out on the ice. And like Tony said, they kind of say that you should keep that battery in a warmer spot. So he had it in the truck to begin with, and then they went out and started drilling holes. And obviously it was, -4, I think, that morning or something like that. So drilled holes, it was perfect. If you look at the battery, it's got like the 3 lights on it.
Yep.
And so he said he was watching that. Well, went to the first lake. They drilled a couple dozen holes there. Perfect. Still had 3 lights on it. They go to the next lake, and he kept this battery out the entire time. He didn't put it away like you're supposed to and everything like that. And so he drilled another dozen, maybe 2 dozen holes at the next lake then. He said when he came back home to put it on the charger, it was only down 1 light. That was it.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I mean, we got so much ice up north. This is way up north too. It's not like it was just around here or anything.
So how much ice did? Because you're up around, your parents live around the Wausau area.
Yep, Wausau area, but we go north. So he was up in Arborvita.
Oh, okay.
Big Lake.
Yep.
The big Arborvita. He was up there this weekend. So up there, I didn't ask him specifically, but I think it was probably over 14 inches for sure.
Oh man.
Yeah, we were out just.
Oh yeah,
west
you
of
were
there.
up north.
So I was up in Park Falls on the old Butternut Lake, and we had about man, I want to say a good 16 to 18 inches of ice.
Yeah.
I mean, we were driving trucks everywhere. I mean, we were driving trucks on every corner of the lake. We didn't care. And every hole we popped, I popped them to weirdest places. We had so much ice.
Good solid ice.
Solid ice, too. I mean,
I know my dad said, too, if there would have been more snow, he would have actually probably put the extender on there. There was so much ice up there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, think about this, though. On our lake, we had, like I said, maybe 14, 16, 18 inches of ice in some spots. But then there was also a good 4 to 5 solid inches of snow packed down on top of it. So we didn't need cleats. We didn't need nothing. I mean,
okay.
it was nice ice.
Nice ice.
Nice ice.
Nice.
Nice.
That's so nice.
It was a really
That's
nice
so
time.
nice. Nice ice. So, yeah. So I'm so jealous because everybody else is fishing right now. I kind of got off just lost.
I invited you.
I know you do a great job of that. I appreciate that every weekend. I mean, we're having fun. You know, not to get off, but my girls are on a different tangent. But my girls are winning. We're winning some basketball games. You know, we're 4-1 after this weekend, so it's fun. You know, the coaching basketball is a lot of fun. You know, it's something I've never dealt with before. But anyways, so back to the fishing reports. You know, all that kind of good stuff. I mean, so Zach, you were up north.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that weekend.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of an adventure, I'd say. We were up in Park Falls, which is about 4 hours north of here in Appleton. This is just up by the UP border. We were on Big Butternut Lake, or just Butternut Lake. I know there's like 30 of them up there. But the one by Park Falls. And anyways, my wife's family, we have that island up there. You know, it's this awesome retreat.
They actually own the island?
Actually own the island. Like 15 acres, wooded. Like there's a house up there. No real electricity.
Sounds pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little rough. It was only a little rough because of the fact that we didn't have heat over the weekend and we slept there. So it was a little
Not
chilly.
even like wood heat or nothing?
So like we had propane. We have propane torch lights. So the whole house is fueled by propane. So we've got a giant propane tank outside. We had a propane stove, and that's in the lower level of the homestead. And that was on all weekend. And finally, by the time we left, we were up to 38 degrees.
Oh, so you slept in your striker the whole weekend?
I did. I actually didn't. I tried to rough it, you know, just with long johns and a sweatshirt.
And how many sleeping bags
Yeah.
and how many
2
blankets.
sleeping bags, and it still wasn't enough. I mean, my feet were about 16 inches from a door that was completely frozen over on the inside. And so, yeah, it was a little chilly, but I mean, we dealt with it, you know, and the guys from Florida slept in that house too, you know. We had another cabin that had heat and everything, but they stayed with us. I mean, we were just spent the whole weekend ripping the sled across the lake and driving the truck everywhere. And Saturday was the fishing day, which ended up being, we had probably 28, 30 tip-ups out in the bay that we were fishing in. And then we started jigging and only perch, and they were all small. Like nothing good. I mean, I'm talking 6.5 inches at the biggest. We did get a 40-inch muskie on a tip-up.
Whoa, that's cool.
So we got a 40-inch muskie on a tip-up, big fat muskie. Got the hook out, threw her back right in. So she was good. But other than that, I mean, there was a tournament up there. I don't even know if anyone did good in the tournament because we were watching. I mean, nobody was catching anything. I mean, it was just so cold so quickly.
Right.
The fish just didn't want to. And the perch that we were on top of, I mean, we're on top of a school of them. And, I mean, we're pulling out one every 20 minutes. I mean, you'd watch them on the flasher. You'd bring them up. They'd not even try to bite. They'd explore it and then leave.
Right.
Finally tried to swap it out, see if we could change up our game. They just didn't want any of it.
I think the bite in general this weekend was pretty slow.
Yeah.
From what I heard and what I experienced, it was pretty slow.
Now, I'd imagine with the snow front pushing through, it should be good like today, you would think, and probably after we get the snow.
I think it's good every day. I'm notorious for saying, oh, today's perfect day for fishing.
Right. Well, it beats working.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you fished Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
And, you know, without giving away details too much, I mean, how did you fare?
Friday did pretty good for perch. Gold Castmaster. Anyone who stopped in at the store probably knows exactly which one I caught him on.
Hammered or?
Non-hammered.
Non-hammered. Tipped with meat or?
Spikes.
Spikes. Red spikes, white spikes?
Combo.
Okay. Nice. So we got some details out of them. So, but you did good for nice perch?
Yep.
Did you tip up fish at all? I know you're a big pike fisherman.
I actually just got into those finicky foolers.
Those things are awesome, aren't they?
I am definitely a big fan. Yep, they work. I'm not usually one to go for the gimmicky items like that, but
I haven't heard anything about these yet.
The finicky fooler? Yeah, break it down for her. They're pretty cool.
It's like a combination of a tip down and a tip up.
Okay.
I mean, you got
Keith
the
would
flag.
like the finicky foolers since he's a big tip down guy.
Yeah, but are they homemade?
They're not.
Well, somebody made them at home to begin with. I mean, everything's homemade at one point.
They're pretty awesome.
But it's like a tip up, so it trips a flag.
Okay.
So it doesn't hook set, for you.
Yep.
It's
they do make hook set conversion kit.
Oh, that's
for
new
it.
now. I haven't seen that at all.
Yep.
Because we sell the ice heave and the automatic fisherman, which are both hook setting devices.
Yep.
And then these finicky foolers are really great for like perch, crappies, and probably walleyes as well, just because of the fact that they there's no tension as the flake
The
trip.
bail is open.
Yep,
the bail is open, so they can pull line freely right out. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I could see using it for any species.
Right.
You could go and use it for trout in Milwaukee or something.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If you do that hook set conversion.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Now, do we carry the hook set conversion in the store?
We do not. Maybe next season.
Next season. Oh, is it brand new for like late 2018?
I believe it is.
Okay.
I believe it is. But the hole covers, the finicky fooler hole covers, they are awesome.
Well,
that's all I'm gonna say. If you want a good hole cover, they'll work with beaver dams and stuff like that. But they are pretty sweet, and we do have those in store.
We have.
Feel free to stop in. I will show you how
Tony
they work.
will personally take you around the store and show you everything that you need to have.
Yeah, I tend to give away a lot of my secrets. Get me talking.
Well, and that's what's cool about shopping at the Real Shot. Like, you actually can go out, do that kind of stuff, and the waters are all for the most part public, right? You could put a person exactly in the same spot, and maybe it's a different jigging technique that you do versus what they do.
Right.
But I mean, there's plenty of fish in certain areas. We don't have to keep everything a big secret.
Yep.
Now, some spots are off limits though.
Absolutely.
Like the spot you took me to, it's Lake X. Yeah, it's Lake X. Like,
I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, I've been pretty good. Like, I'm pretty good. If you take me to a spot and you tell me, like, let's not tell a whole lot of people, I will, mum's the word until all of a sudden you're like, whoa, okay, now you can tell somebody.
I don't know. I've been noticing a lot more people have been there lately.
I don't know. You could ask Ty. Ty gave me a spot, and I still haven't. There's been guys here trying to get it out of me for 3-4 years. I've only been there once. I did really, really well, but it's a hike. And that's what this Lake X is, a hike too.
Yeah.
Most of the good spots are a little bit of a hike.
It's an adventure, though. It's fun.
It is fun.
Yep.
It's a cool spot. It's a cool spot. So, but yeah, so back to ice fishing. So, hopefully the bite gets better. How did your dad do?
He did all right. It was slow though. I will say, him and my uncle were actually jigging, and my dad had taken my pole, the tickle stick from 13 Fishing, which I absolutely love. We have plenty in stock, I believe here.
We do that. You're using the ultralight, the super ultralight,
yes,
I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's my favorite one. So my dad has the radioactive pickle, but he had a spoon on that, so he set that one off to the side
Wait
and
a
picked
minute.
up mine.
Keith has.
Oh, I know.
And now he's using a
Thanks
straight
to me.
line reel too. Dude, he's getting super techie.
Yeah, thanks.
Because then the other thing too is you guys normally don't fish with locators, right?
No. My uncle has 2 of them, so that's what my dad was using this weekend. I'm also working on that too a little bit, trying to. But
because Markham's are on sale, all Ace Electronics are on sale in the store as well.
Yep. Even Panoptics.
Panoptics. Oh yeah. Wish Justin was here to tell us
kidding.
about that.
He's got plenty of that.
Yeah, go ahead.
But he was jigging for panfish and using my pole because I have a little Fiska's yellow perch on there. And he started using that, of course, with the waxy. And my dad was pulling out 8 bluegills to my uncle's 1 bluegill. So,
really?
Yep. And on the way back here over the weekend, my uncle texted me and was like, yeah, so you remember a couple weeks ago when you were using that one jig? What was that again? So we don't have too many left in stock, but Fisca's yellow perch,
was the hot one.
Yeah, and that's worked on 2 lakes for me now. So
Nice.
bluegill, crappie, perch, everything I've caught on that so far.
Now up there also, you guys do a lot of walleye fishing. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, we do a lot of the tip downs for that, though. We don't really jig for the walleyes at all. But
Bet you that'd be an awesome one, the finicky fooler.
I'd
I
be
was
using it.
thinking the crappies. We have so many crappies that run with the minnow and they drop it as soon as they feel
definitely-
any
Yes.
tension.
It definitely works good for crappies. Crappie and perch are what I've had the best luck with it so far.
Nice.
Yep.
That's cool. So, oh man, where else, Zach? You got anything over there?
Yeah, I don't know. Not really. I mean, my weekend, the one thing product-wise that I wanted to point out was tip-ups. My cheap tip-ups from a competitor store didn't hold up very well in the cold. I may have, well, actually, one of my Florida guys may or may not have busted one of my tip-ups because of the fact that the hole froze over so quickly in that cold. That you went to just take it out and didn't realize that instead of like a thin sheet of ice, there was over an inch of ice in the hole already.
Broke the spool.
And broke the spool clean off. While my Frable, the big insulated tip-ups,
Yep.
I could pull those out 4 hours later and there was no ice
No. Yep.
at all, and it's 4 degrees out.
Well, because you had a friend come in this week, and we kind of walked through the store and picked some stuff out for him. Is he a new ice fisherman?
He's done it a couple times, but he's like the fisherman that goes with a party that's fishing and fishes with them. And, besides when he's at his cabin, pan fishing or whatever.
Yep.
But I wouldn't say he's really heavy into it. So, trying to get him out there to educate him on how to look for spots for fish. I had Navionics on my phone, and we were walking the lake trying to figure out where to go and mapping and marking things. I finally got to use the flasher, which worked perfectly, by the way.
Good.
So, yeah,
Awesome.
It worked perfectly. It was great being able to
How
finally
perfect did it
watch
work? You didn't catch a lot of fish, you said.
well, I got to mark a lot of fish.
I have caught a lot of fish using that flasher.
And that's
so
it's an original LX3, isn't it? Is
Yep.
it not? Yeah.
And that thing worked like a charm. No battery issues, no nothing, even in the cold. So I was super happy about that. But no, I mean, I got him that Frable, and I bought one for myself. And he actually gave me his because my other one broke.
Oh.
Just because he's probably not going to fish. But anyways,
Right.
he was excited because he caught more fish than me technically, because I caught one perch.
Oof.
And he got 2. Although mine was bigger, so mine made
You
up
caught
for it.
one perch. You stayed in like 40-degree weather. I mean, I guess that sounds like a really fun weekend.
It was a fun weekend. I mean, man, I don't know. The whole experience was just crazy because realistically, I mean, when you think about ice fishing when you're with one other person, if you're going out to ice fish, you're out there on a mission.
Right.
You're there to catch fish and either catch and release or feed yourself and go home.
Right.
We were there to catch fish, catch buzz, have a good time, have a great time. And it was for the whole weekend was a party. And then on the ice, it was just hanging out, watching tip-ups and eating food and doing whatever. And
Drinking some Yingling.
Nah, I didn't bring any Yinglings, but the Florida guys definitely had enough of their spotted cow
Oh,
players.
did they really?
Oh, yeah. By the end of Saturday night, I mean, at the cabin, we actually cleared ourselves out of booze. We packed enough booze to last the whole weekend and more, and we cleared it out.
Oh, man.
That's how cold it was.
So, Zach, how do you feel today?
I feel fantastic. You got to remember, I'm 23, so I can do that for a weekend
That's
long.
true.
Come back Monday,
That's
like,
true.
let's get this
Let's
going.
get this
So-
going. Feeling
no.
a little groggy.
Yeah, just a little bit. But no, I don't know. It's just a great experience. But also, it's a real treat because not a lot of people get to go up to that property during the wintertime. I mean, it's too cold. It's not really realistic, and you have to really want to go there and deal with that to be able to go up there, which is cool because, I mean, it's something that here in Wisconsin, it's not something easy to find, a property like that where
Right.
you can go on a midnight hike in the dead of winter and end up overlooking a whole lake, and you got northern lights, meteors, and everything.
Well, what a
clear
cool
skies.
weekend too, because the moon, the moon was super bright this weekend. And plus, we had that eclipse. What was it, last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody get a chance to see that at all?
nope.
I stayed up for that.
Did you?
I got some pictures of the moon beforehand, but I was so wiped out from this weekend that
Right.
I fell asleep before the real eclipse hit. But it was a cool sight.
Yeah, I looked outside the window a couple of times, and I'm like, "Holy man! Did somebody leave the outside light on?" It was
Yeah,
super
What
bright.
It
what
was.
time was that? Roughly.
I don't know. 8, 9 o'clock maybe.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
Were you sleeping?
I was out on the ice after the sun went down.
Okay, but yeah,
I saw the moon.
Yeah. If it would have been an awesome weekend to do some coyote hunting.
No kidding.
We're almost in mating season for them. The full moon, the little bit of snow, so you could see them. I didn't take advantage of that either.
Yeah, I gotta find out. A buddy of mine went out west and went coyote hunting. I don't know how he did, but I have a feeling it was probably pretty good with that. So
right,
I should get a hold of him and see.
Well, and there's another season that's still going on. There's still deer season going on in like certain counties. I think Outagamie County is one of them. I think Eggert said he was hunting a couple times this week. I know I have to see how he did, but for anybody else that's still hunting yet, good luck. Be safe out there. I mean, wear your Sitka gear, wear your good clothing right now. Hand warmers. It's not going to take long at all to just get really cold, really, really cold. Frostbite.
I always remember too, out on the ice and out on in the woods in this kind of weather is you don't think about it because you think it's only relevant in hot weather.
Right.
But hydrate. The air's dry. You're dry. Everything. There's snow all around you, but it's dry, and you're going to feel it if you don't hydrate. So this is one of the best times of year that we actually have issues with that. So safety wise, make sure you're drinking water.
Does Yingling count for that?
I mean, I wouldn't say Yingling, but maybe the Natty Light did.
That's awesome. Tony, anything else going on in the store right now that people should kind of know about? Any other hot stuff?
We're running some awesome deals, especially Striker ice, clothing, accessories, the Striker transporter bags, $30 off on those. That's a pretty sweet deal.
Right. Mark was kind of saying, like, on the Striker stuff too, we have some of those bigger, hard to find sizes that are still available yet. So people that are making those last minute purchases, we have, the smaller sizes go pretty fast, your regular, more popular ones. But for those looking for anything, what is it bigger than like a XL? We have some of that stuff still in stock.
Yep, we have a few XL, quite a few larger than that. Mm-hmm. Not much for medium, large. Yep.
Right. And still some women's stuff too, right?
Yep. We got a few left. I think the major important part of this is the safety feature in it. You don't find that in a lot of jackets right now. And so I find that just to be a super security safe reason just to have that along.
Right. The fact that it floats, that's super cool.
It's huge, yeah.
Yep.
It's an investment, but I'll tell you, I'm never going to go. Someone's going to have to bring something pretty awesome into the market for me to change from Striker. I'm definitely a big fan. I just got into their products this year. Huge fan.
And it comes down to that thing where you look at, first of all, like Megan said, the safety aspect of it all. I mean, your life is worth a couple extra dollars, I would hope, for most of us out there. And it's the Striker stuff is not quite as hard of a sale, but like the high-end Sitka clothing too. I mean, you have to start dabbling in it a little bit to realize that this stuff it's performance gear. I mean, it's meant. The one thing that I think is cool about the Striker is how light it is, but how warm it is. Mm-hmm. If you're hole hopping all day long, you're putting some serious miles on. You don't get fatigued, and especially like when you bend at the knees, like we talked about a lot.
Yep.
You don't realize how much pressure goes into those areas of the body when you bend and you're kneeling and around the ice hole and all that kind of stuff. So fatigue is a lot less. And like when you and I fished that day too, I actually unzipped portion of my legs as the vents to help out. And then like with my performance hoodie that I have too, they have the zippers into the armpits too. Yep. So I mean, once you start looking at this stuff, and if you come in and you talk to anybody on a sales floor, you have them show it. And like, just keep rambling about it, but the cuffs, you buy one size and the cuffs are Velcro, so they'll fit virtually anybody.
And there's a can holder.
There is.
It's hidden. They don't really talk about it at all. They don't give that detail.
I know. I found that, and I was like, "This is the best."
And for you, it worked perfect because it's like a Keystone, Coors Light, Natty Ice. It's like a small,
Yep.
But yeah, like that was always my closer when I was selling it to somebody on the floor. It's like, but let me show you this. And then they're like, no way, it has a beer holder on it. I'm like, yes, sir. I'll take two of them,
The only thing that I was a little jealous about was my father-in-law and brother-in-law both had pants that had an actual pocket on the bibs for a can. So it's cut out perfectly so that it was like right here all the time. I'm like, all right, we need to figure this out. I'm going to stitch one myself.
Yeah, that's true. But I was going to ask you too, have you used, or maybe if you haven't, I have some good use of it. But that toothpick from Cold Snap, did you get one of those yet?
I haven't. I'm old school yet on that, I guess. I don't know.
I
haven't gotten it yet.
Anybody here besides me? Oh my God, that toothpick from Cold Snap. It's a hook remover for, they have 2 different sizes.
Where does it shine the most? I mean, what makes it so
Well,
ideal?
first of all, it's easily accessible.
Yep.
I bought the one that has the keychain lanyard on it, so it's always right there. I snap it right to the top of my bibs or my coat, so it's on the outside. It's right there. But it's like a molded plastic. So the worst thing is in the wintertime is grabbing your forceps after you just touched a fish.
And that's what I use.
Right. And I'm not knocking a forceps.
Yep.
I mean, obviously they're a great product, but when you grab a forceps and you leave a little bit of skin left over because your hands are a little bit cold, you can't tell me you don't know what I'm talking about. Like that toothpick, I just absolutely love it. So the main reason that I really realized was huge for me is I trout fished with it earlier this summer, and I hooked a smaller trout, because that's usually all I ever catch are the small ones. And it had eaten the trebles of this spinnerbait, and it had got all 3 trebles in its mouth, like right on the outsides. So most of the time with the forceps, that fish is probably going to end up belly up just because it's unfortunate. But with this Cold Snap toothpick, I was able to get the hook out and let the fish go. Not to say I couldn't do it with the forceps, but it was so much easier. I had it right attached to my my tackle box that was around my waist. I just pulled the lanyard, and then I wasn't worried about dropping it either. Because that lanyard was attached to it, which again, you can do all this stuff with the forceps. But I that toothpick is one.
We've been selling a lot of those, and I thought about getting one, but
stop thinking, start doing, my man.
Well, what I had heard then, what I was reading about it, is that you don't have to worry about chipping the paint off your hand painted jigs. Then that's what I was reading. So I thought.
So, and I wish we could show a picture of it right now. It's literally, I don't know, they make 2 different sizes. One's probably about 4 inches. The other one's probably 6 to 8 inches, for bigger fish. And it literally has like 2 little fingers on the end of it that just help get the hook out a lot easier. So any gut hooked fish. And then, and the other thing too is if you get one that's past the gills, it's a lot less intrusive to go through the gills with this thing to pry that hook free.
I was just going to say that if you have a deep hooked fish, be careful, but you can go in through the gills, and it's definitely the best way of getting that out. Yep.
So I mean, not to just keep talking. The toothpick, I love that thing. You need, if you haven't, anybody hasn't checked it out, especially you 3, you got to get yourself one.
Well, I've got it up on the screen right now on our
so
website.
They can
and I
see
mean,
it.
like, for what you're telling me, the convenience level is for the fact that at the most expensive, the extra long with lanyard is $6.
Yeah, $2.99, right? That's the
$2.49 for just the toothpick.
Just the toothpick without the lanyard.
And then the lanyard, small one is $4.99, and the extra long is $5.99.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if it's that convenient, I mean, that's pocket
no,
change.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, and it's something that I've had to physically show somebody, how awesome they are, put them in their hands, and that's not a problem. Come in here, have one on the sample, show them how awesome. Hook a shiner middle in the mouth if you want to, just to show them how nice it works. But yeah, it's one of those, that was a big popular item around the Christmas time because a lot of people come in, what do I get the outdoorsman that has everything? You get them a toothpick because first of all, it's inexpensive, and then they don't have it yet mostly.
Great stocking stuffer.
Oh, phenomenal. Yeah. I think we had it in the stockings, right?
Did.
The stockings this year?
Yeah.
So anyways, enough about the toothpick. That's my, if I had to pick one bait today or one item for ice fishing, open water fishing, the Cold Snap toothpick. And then to keep going with the Cold Snap brand, their auger covers are phenomenal as well.
Yep.
Commercial. Cold Snap, reach out to us.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick a product from this weekend, just using it, I mean, I'd be torn between the Striker suit, just because, like I said, from growing up on a snowmobile all my life and having those style suits and then switching to something that's meant for stationary use and not moving around a whole bunch, I mean, I could wear that in the cabin with the heat on and some wizardry going on inside that coat and bibs. I wouldn't even get overheated. And then you're out in the negative degrees, standing still, and you feel like you're indoors.
Right.
The only thing that got cold, I mean, my beard froze instantly. My nose was a little
I did
red.
see one of your pictures on Facebook, your frosty beard.
Instantly. I mean, literally, I walked up the hill to the cabin, and by the time I got to the hill or to the cabin, my beard was just ice.
Frozen
just ice.
Santa Claus.
Well, so you said a hard time between Striker and what's this other?
I would say those Fravel tip-ups, just because of the fact that it's seeing that I could leave out
I thought you were going to say the Markham.
Well, the Markham. Well, I mean, that was my favorite used product I picked up for the season. So yeah, if you're fishing without a locator, stop and go get a locator, because seriously, I fished without a locator for one day, and I was frustrated the entire day because you don't know when you're on fish unless they bite.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're checking your depth, that's great. If you're checking your depth, you're plopping whatever in the water, you're jigging off bottom. But if there's no fish there, why are you jigging?
Right.
I'm new school, though. You got to remember, I'm 23 and I like technology. So, but when I can see that fish come up and I can actually know that he's on my bait and I just need to calculate what movements to make,
well,
can't be better.
And that's to kind of paraphrase what Justin was talking to me about this morning. Is he went out and he was using the Panoptics, and his wife was using a regular LX3 or a Markham M3, whatever it is. And he would say she'd get all excited because she'd have a fish look like right on her lure. And then he said he would turn the Panoptics to look at her area, and he'd be like, no, that fish literally just went right underneath your bait. It's not even anywhere near your lure. Don't get excited. So, I can't – you talked about wizardry. I mean, that Panoptics is
pure wizardry.
Ugh.
Like – imaging data goes in, wizardry happens, and then you catch fish. That's it.
Cheating. But I want one.
But you want.
That's literally, it's fishing on easy.
So we carry them in the store. Have you personally sold any to anybody that's came back and said this thing is super awesome, or have they kept it a secret?
Pretty much a secret so far.
A secret so far. I mean,
I can't imagine anybody would have any complaints with it, except for maybe just the learning curve.
Right.
But it actually is pretty user friendly. I mean,
we have one on display
and
up
the
front.
cool thing
right?
is I mean, you can use that as a flasher. You can use it as whatever you want. I mean, it's pretty much an all-in-one unit.
You can customize it to set up like a contoured map of where you're at. So you got the GPS all on one screen. You can have the flasher. You can have the live scope. Yep. All up at once.
That live scope that's awesome.
I'm saying that thing costs more than my boat, but I want one for my boat, and I'm gonna figure out a way to get one.
Me too.
And how is it interchangeable between seasons? Like, do you just have to get a transducer for it then?
I'm actually not the best person to ask on that.
Well, come onto the store. Somebody here has got to know that question. I'll have
Yep.
to find that person too. So, okay. So Zach, you got lucky enough fish this weekend. You hit on your products. Megan, I mean, I know you didn't fish this weekend. Do you have any to-go-to products?
Oh yeah,
so far?
well, definitely the jig that I was talking about with the Fiskas, yellow perch, by far my favorite. I mean, I even caught a bass on it. Everything was hitting on that.
Yep.
But then also the 13 fishing tickle stick. I love it just because that tip is super flexible. So it's like you can almost feel the fish right before they're gonna strike. They kind of grab on a little bit before they really hit hard, and you can actually feel that.
Yep.
And then having enough backbone on there too. So we had that bass on there.
Yeah.
And that was just nothing on there. And I mean, it was a good sized bass too. It's not like it was puny by any means. So it was worth it. I absolutely love that pole, and I would definitely get more.
And then did that one that had the long stem handle on it, right? From
Yes.
13?
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice and smooth. It works great so far. Yeah, it's just a great setup.
Did you fish it with some bigger gloves so you could relieve,
Yeah, that was probably the best part, because I think when I was fishing with it a few weeks ago, it was a cooler morning. We had that wind blowing in, and so I had my mittens on, and it works perfect because you can just sit there with your mittens on, and you don't have to have cold fingers the entire time then.
Right.
Yep, I'm a big fan of those reels.
The
There's definitely some people that don't like them, but I think those long stems are pretty awesome.
So that brings up a question that I have is what's selling more as far as reels this year, the inliners or just a regular spinning reel like the Shimano or the Wickeds?
Boy.
I mean, I know we're selling a pile of the Radioactive Pickle combination.
Yep. Inline.
Which is on sale.
I mean, there's definitely benefits to inline versus spinning. I would say it's like, honestly, 50-50 with sales, but I mean, I use both. There's applications for both. Nice thing about inline is you're not going to have the jig spinning 100 miles an hour down there. It keeps the line straight. So,
no, line twist that you get with a spinning reel. Now I'm excited because I purchased a free fall. It doesn't have a line on it yet. But now that conditions are safe for Bago, getting safe, right? What do you hear about Bago?
Getting safe. I haven't heard of any of the clubs putting out Bridges yet, but I have to believe it's going to happen real soon.
Well, I was looking at the weather. It's,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, the next 2 days, I think, are going to be the warmest days for the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if they start putting them out today, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Same thing with Poygan. I haven't heard of any bridges going out there. And I picked up my Party on Poygan tickets for next weekend. It's supposed to be like -7.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I got a feeling I know what my technique's going to be.
What's
I'm
that?
just going to hunker down and throw some tip-ups out, and I don't know,
Drink some Yinglings.
something.
I'll bring a 30-pack of Busch Light.
Yeah, Natty Ice, right?
I felt so bad. That was the most heart destroying feeling this weekend, was having to leave, and we realized I overpacked because I had my drone, all my camera equipment, 2 bags worth of stuff.
You just went 2 bags worth of stuff.
Two bags. So I mean, a total of 4. But anyways, we didn't have room, and so I had to make a sacrifice. I'm like, well, I can't leave my camera equipment at home. I can't leave my cold weather gear at home. So I left a 30-pack of Busch Light at home, and it made me very, very sad.
Yeah.
However, it's still there, so we got it for this weekend.
Oh, there
You want to go out?
Party on
Just
Poygan.
saying.
Party on.
I'll bring the beer. You bring me to the fish.
I got a pike ticket and the general one, so
Ooh.
if you catch a pike, you got to split it with me.
Split it with
All
me.
right. All right. All right.
But they're driving on Poygan, right?
Not all over the lake.
Not all over.
I'm not going to say it's safe yet to drive on, but I will tell you that the northeast section, specifically from Old Duck Inn straight out to the Horseshoe, out from the mouth, don't drive over by the mouth of the river.
Yeah.
But there definitely has. I was out last Saturday, and there was easily 50 trucks driving around out there. Oh, I had every intention of walking 2 miles, but when I saw full-size truck, and then a full-size truck towing a big permanent shack, I followed that guy out.
Right. Yeah.
Yep,
What were the landings like where you went off?
very good.
Yeah.
Yep, Old Duck Inn was in great shape. I wasn't out there this weekend, so I'm not sure what the condition is, but I have to believe things have improved.
Right.
I would, if I had to guess, I'd say the ice is probably 13 to 15 inches there. Could even be more, but still, don't venture off the beaten path.
What's the saying? No, not all ice is safe ice.
No ice
Yeah.
is safe
Safe,
ice.
yeah.
I mean, as for me too, is like I have a terrible fear of ice. You know, for a guy who likes to go fishing and now ice fishing, I have a terrible fear of ice. It's just a thing because you don't know.
Right.
You know, you don't know. You could be going across 18 inches of ice, hit some sort of spring or something, and suddenly now you're in 4 inches of ice or 6 inches, whatever. And if you're in a vehicle, that can be dangerous.
Yep.
But where we were at too, I mean, I was surprised with the amount. There was a tournament up there while we were there, and the amount of trucks and cars and vehicles that were out on the ice this weekend, how clear everything was. I mean, every landing was like a road. You know, you get out there and all the snow's cleared away from just people driving on it. And it looked like, you know, they've been doing this for years at a time because it's so clear and everyone knows where to go. So it's almost like there's roads for you to drive on. And that was a pretty cool lake to be on.
Yep. With the weather this weekend, or this week leading up to this weekend, it wouldn't surprise me if bridges get put out on Poygan and driving becomes a little more spread out.
Right.
So
And possibly Bago as well.
yeah.
So that'll be cool. But so you're fishing this weekend?
Yep.
Are you fishing this weekend?
Haven't decided yet.
No.
I think I'm gonna kind of base it on the weather.
Yeah.
Then you're probably not going to go.
Yeah,
It's
no.
going to be bad.
I was smart this past weekend.
Yeah. What about you, Zach? Are you gonna get out?
I mean, I'd like to. I don't know where to go.
So I guess
mean,
you gotta hook up with Tony.
The
We'll see
more
what
the
happens.
merrier. We got to find fish.
Is your boy going?
Stop in at the store and we'll team up.
The team up. Well, that's the thing. We got to kind of wrap this up. We got to get Tony back out to the sales floor so he can help everybody that chimed into this today. But I will be in the gym again on Saturday. But I got to wish my buddy, he might borrow my Jack Russell Terrier. So every year, this bar over by the Eureka area holds a rabbit hunt. And I haven't got to hunt it as much as I would like, but they're usually borrow. My Jack Russell Charlie is phenomenal. If anybody's been on my Facebook page, this dog she is a straight up rabbit killing machine. I've watched her personally on one of the rabbit hunts we were at. We put her in a brush pile. She's probably 12 pounds on a good shape. Put her in a brush pile. She's caught 2 rabbits on her own. This dog is phenomenal. I've seen her attack possums, coons, anything else that she shouldn't be going after. So I just wanted to tell them, if those guys are getting out there, obviously be safe with my dog if you take her. I want to get her, but hopefully that's the thing. He said the weather's going to be pretty darn cold, and she only weighs 12 pounds. So I don't know. I'm jelly, I guess. I wanted to be out there. It's like your kids, like that. You're like, oh yeah, my kid made this many baskets in a game. Like my rabbit and my dog. She goes out. I'm like. You're like, whose dog is this? You're like, oh, that's my buddy Matt's dog. Oh, yeah, I want one. I'm like, yeah. I recently got her spayed a couple years ago, and everybody said you should have bred that dog. She's phenomenal. So I'll try to get some pictures up of her, of some of the past hunts she has. But, yeah, she's a phenomenal dog. So if anybody's doing any rabbit hunting or coyote hunting or any deer hunting yet this weekend, be safe with that, too. So did anybody have any questions at all, Zach, while we were watching this?
Not really.
Talk about this.
Justin chimed in the comments.
Boy.
He said he's going to be on this Wednesday to discuss Panoptics.
Oh,
so
nice.
Put it on the map.
Putting it on the map. Hopefully he took some DVR footage so we have something to show for.
Oh, sweet.
I'm wondering when he's going to let me borrow it.
I tried to get it this weekend. I was like, hey, we're going, trying to find some monsters.
Dude, that's going to be like trying to rip a Yinglings out of Zach's hands. It's going to be impossible. Impossible. So... But, just remember that this is our new format, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. unless we decide otherwise. But right now, that's it.
Yeah, and unless people out there think that there should be a better time. But I think this is going to be a good time. Plus, remember, you can always watch them again later on, and we'll have them out to other platforms, YouTube. And if they could, do us a favor, like, share, YouTube, what's that all, all that kind of stuff. Help us out. I mean, this is going to be fun.
And it's exciting, too, because for this first episode, I'd say we probably underprepared ourselves.
Yes.
But for what's coming, I mean, I'm excited. It's going to be awesome. I mean, between just having intros and the ability to actually show video.
Well, if you weren't on vacation all the time, you could actually get some stuff done, dude. Like, you left Friday. Where everybody else is here. Zach. Oh, where's Zach? Oh, he's heading up north fishing.
I mean,
cool.
Kind of gotta.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have nothing to talk about on the show. I'll be over here with my mic just queued off, just answering questions on you.
But as far as the last formal big announcement we have is coming up Monday, the 28th.
28th. You want to be here for this. So if you're watching it anytime at all.
And that one, we should have some giveaways. We're not sure how we're going to structure those giveaways yet, but Monday the 28th at 10 o'clock is our last... The big formal announcement.
I think by then we'll have our intro set up. Hopefully we'll have.
Well, you better be ready to go for when we have Jay Munt on by Wednesday. Like he doesn't just walk into some regular podcast. I mean,
it's got to be a production.
Yeah, it's got to be a.
He won't even look at it right now.
But
apparently he does. He doesn't want to be on it, but apparently he has time to watch it and comment on it. I don't know, Justin.
Well, just like the
probably
ATA,
get back to work.
Just like the ATA video, he wants to be a part of the marketing group. It's like his little secret. So,
yeah.
By the way, I just want to say one more time that video turned out awesome. So good job.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen it, please head over to our YouTube channel or just scroll back in our Facebook timeline. It's there, but YouTube is where it's at.
So do the little plug. I mean, for YouTube, they just got to just type in the real shot.
The real shot. Yep. The real shot over there on YouTube. We've got everything organized now, at least all the new videos. So everything has a playlist. It's really easy to find what you want to look for. We're going to have a lot more content, especially now that I would say marketing season is over.
It's never over.
It's never over. But I mean, that hardcore stretch is gone. So we're going to have a lot more video production put out there now and starting here now. So I can't wait to have that channel up to where we want it to be. It's going to be wild.
Say it. It's going to be sick.
It's going to be thick.
So sick.
Sick.
So cool. Thanks, Megan and Tony, for joining us today. I think you guys did a great job. Oh, Megan. Oh.
Sales. We should recap on all our sales. So we have the ice rod sale, 20% off ice rods.
Yep.
We have just an overall general sale that's a lot of our electronics, or pretty much all of our electronics.
Jeez, she's doing our job.
10% off.
Yeah, come on. I thought we hit on it. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. You're doing a great job.
We got the Striker Ice Lithium one.
Oh, that's the Strike Master.
Oh, Strike Master.
Yep.
And then we also have the Striker Ice Gear on sale. That's 20% off also.
With the boots as well.
Yep.
There's awesome deals.
And
Awesome,
we have a great selection of ice shacks left too, right?
Yep.
Okay. From Eskimo, Otter.
Eskimo and Otter.
Which I'll plug for that real quick too. Every single one of us out there with a shack or a shelter, we were using Eskimo and Otter. All stuff that we carry here in the store. My Uncle Dave, he picked up that Otter cabin, and we used that thing, got that thing put to good use, and he loves it.
Does that one have the side steps on it?
Yep, that was the one you and I were playing around with for like an hour that day.
Yeah.
Oh, now we know where you guys are during the day.
I mean,
Where's
we
Matt
were
Zach? They're huddling in a
filming
shack. Yeah.
off-site. We were trying to ice fish on the show
That
floor.
just
It
got
didn't work.
weird.
Yeah, you
And
better
maybe
hope Brian's not watching.
Yeah. So finish off. Do your job here. What else we got going on? Anything else?
Well, I think that was about it.
That's
then.
it.
That
Live
covered it
bait.
Oh.
We have quite an assortment of live bait.
When are you going to start opening at 5 o'clock for that?
Yeah.
I do have to say though,
Don't pin this on me.
if you're going out of town after hitting a couple bait shops just this weekend, if you're going out of town, get your bait now in town, get it here, because seriously, you get up there and you've got one choice of shiners and that's it.
I'll put in a little plug for that too. I mean, my uncle called the shop because he wanted red spikes. He couldn't find red spikes anywhere but here.
We got them.
Really? We got them.
Yep.
Well, you're ordering every Wednesday for...
I've actually been ordering twice a week. We've been selling bait
Really?
pretty
I was
good.
gonna say I saw the bait truck on like a Monday. And I was like, what are you doing here?
Yep, we got quite the assortment, and we've been selling a lot. But I'm doing my best to keep it full, and so far it's going pretty good. So we got emerald shiners, golden, fathead minnows, rosy reds, walleye and pike suckers, and we have smelt, white and red spikes, wax worms. Yeah.
Oof.
No hot dogs though.
No, I thought about maybe
this weekend.
Yeah.
We should just throw a couple packs of ballpark Franks in there.
We almost should.
They're like $1 a pack.
Yeah, that's true. Try that. Videotape it. GoPro it this weekend.
I think a lot of the ice fishermen would freak out at us if we put hot dogs on there. Because
No.
from what I've seen online, people don't like people fishing with hot dogs. There's just like this weird thing.
I don't use them, I'll tell you that. But, I mean, they work. I'm not a big fan, though.
How do you know if they work if you don't use them?
Because I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not a big fan.
Why?
But you could go to like a dollar store and get like $1 pack of hot dogs. That's
Right.
a lot cheaper.
I mean,
but
if you think about
don't
it, though,
do that, though.
you're in the middle of nowhere. There may not be a bait
Yeah,
shop
we got
in the middle of
better.
nowhere.
Our live bait's fresh.
Our bait's better.
But what I'm saying is, if you're in the middle of nowhere, right, you probably can find a grocery store, but maybe you can't find a live bait place, and you've been hammering on them, or something happens, you forget your bucket outside, and you froze all your minnows, and you still need something, you can't cancel the trip. Try a hot dog.
Do you work at the Real Shot anymore?
do.
I mean, you're plugging grocery
won't be
stores
after
now.
this.
Yeah, come
We can
on,
say
bro.
reach out for a sponsorship.
Yeah,
Pick and
yeah.
Save, Piggly Wiggly, whichever one.
But
One.
back-
I could use the use the sponsorship.
Oh, God. But back to that comment. I mean, yeah, we're not open early, but we're open late during the week. Like
Yep.
on a Friday night, we're open till 8 o'clock, and with an aerated bucket and or those packets of the what are those? It's called like live bait or something, right?
Better bait.
Better bait.
Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
Yep.
yep. You put them in there. You're gonna have no problem transporting your bait up north for the weekend or out west. Like for me, I always make the mistake of it's a last minute fishing trip, and then all of a sudden I'm mad because I have to go buy my bait someplace else, and I'm like, dude, it is crazy expensive outside of the Real Shot. It's just so cheap
really
here.
is.
Yeah.
With or without a discount, it's super cheap.
Yep.
So yeah, live bait. We have live bait always stocked up, ready
The
to
best
roll.
live bait.
The best.
The best.
And then if Zach wants to throw you some hot dogs at some point,
I got them in the fridge back here.
once
Just
he's
ask for the
got
good
his
stuff.
sponsor set up for Festival
Ballpark Franks,
Foods.
Oscar Mayer, whoever
Yeah,
wants to reach out.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I won't fish with a hot dog unless I have to. But I don't think that's ever an issue where we work, at least. So
Your hot dog talk, dude. We're gonna have just Friday's episode is gonna be nothing about Zach talking about hot dogs.
we're gonna have
I
we're
like
gonna have
them,
a totally
I eat
unrelated
them,
episode
I
of how to
catch
cook them, how to
fish.
prepare them.
Yeah, fire disc.
Fire disc.
Yeah,
custom
fire
hot
disc
dogs.
Fridays. At the
You
hot
can eat them.
dog.
The fish can.
Yeah,
it's
pull
all
it out
good.
of a fish's mouth, put it on a fire disc. You're good to go, dude.
Aw.
Yuck. And on that note,
On that note, I think that's pretty much it.
think
So,
that's
does
it.
anyone else have anything for our audience at all? I mean,
Tony,
that sounds-
Tony's here. You here
I can
most
talk
of the week?
fishing all day, but
Well,
I
good.
was
I got to
Say
get back to work.
I was gonna say I don't want to go back to work, so keep talking. But you're here for the most part all week.
Yep. This next week I'll be here
Okay.
every weekday.
Yep.
Yep.
And then Nick's here, Mark's here, Big Nate's here.
Yep.
So there's plenty of fishing knowledge if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not here. You know, maybe not as handsome as
I don't
Tony
know
is.
everything.
he knows. He knows.
He knows a lot though.
Cool.
He's
Thank
my
you.
go-to. I mean, I don't know how to do something. I just walk up front like, "Hey, Tony, I have this embarrassing question about how to fish," and then he helps me. So
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're watching, you're new to fishing or new to the outdoors. Seriously, come to our store. We will help you.
Yep.
This is like the Planet Fitness of the outdoors world. We are a judgment-free zone. So if you are brand new to the sport,
Oh,
of anything-
nice. I was
That's
wondering
what
where you
he
were
was
going with
Like,
that.
seriously, it's
That's
true though.
nice.
Come in here. We're gonna help you because the only thing that we want to do is help you guys be better at the sport.
Yep. Be
Because if
successful.
you guys are good at the sport, you're out there. You're helping us. We're helping you. It's all good.
Yep.
So, on that note, I think we should probably close her off. We actually hit an hour today, so that's awesome.
Whoa.
Wow.
Good
So
job.
that's
everybody.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, true
Right.
story.
But no. So again, remember Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m.
Yep.
on the dot. That's when we're going live.
And you're going to want to tune in this Wednesday because we have finally have confirmation from Justin Munt to be on the show.
Give us some good secrets and talk about his pan optics. and
Optics.
Probably see some pictures of the bigger fish he's caught. I mean, I think
His
he and
wife.
his wife, yeah, him,
The back.
his wife and him catch some pretty big fish. Though.
Yeah.
I mean,
We always wonder if it's actually Jessica catching the fish or Justin. Or,
right,
Right.
He's got to prove himself to us.
so actually, maybe we should be trying to get Jessica probably on
We
here,
should.
not Justin.
The background will be blurred out though. So.
see, that's why they created the live focus feature on iPhones, like the portrait mode, is so that you can't see the fishing spots.
Oh, okay.
You know, you take the picture with your fish, and everything behind you is blurred out, so they don't know where it is.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
that's
be
why
like
they
you gotta
designed
be like Nick in the bowstring room, and you gotta tag every picture in the wrong location. So if it asks you where were you when you took this, you just drop it like 30 miles away.
Well,
I
dude,
was
now
over there.
everybody's gonna know that that's his
I know,
secret.
but
Or-
I do it too. We do it. We all do it.
Or the person holding the fish kneels down, and the person taking the picture stands up.
Yep.
That's the best way. That way you don't get the background.
all the
in
little
there.
tips of this.
I've never done that.
Not even once.
Not even once.
You can hold the fish out just a little bit too. It helps.
Fingertips really
to do
Yeah,
far
instead
out.
of say
to make it
way
look
out.
bigger.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's huge. Yeah. You just.
Yeah. Zach and
All
Megan
right.
can help take some awesome photographs of that. So cool. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Yep.
We're going to be back here Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. And come see Tony on the sales floor. He'll help you out with anything you need for fishing wise.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you guys for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Enjoy.